Berkeley, I see people walking down the street asshole naked and da-da-da-da-da. Berkeley has always been what we call a hippie town.
Today I spoke with Gary Williams, a longtime resident of Oakland. As he spoke with me about his family, his past in Oakland and Berkeley surrounding area, he shared me a lot of details about gentrification and the change of culture in the Bay Area. Not only that, but Gary gave us a performance, singing a song by the Spinners.
My name is Gary Williams.
Gary Williams, and where are you from, Gary?
I'm from East Oakland originally. I grew up in the 80s, 82nd Avenue between MacArthur and East 14th, okay? And I grew up in some apartment buildings, man, but you know, my mom was working at the post office. My father was a waiter. He was the first black man, he was the first black waiter that ever worked at Spangler's. And then he left there and he went to San Francisco. He was the first black man that ever worked at Aliotos.
Do you know kind of around the timeline this was? What years?
This was like in the 70s, man. It was like, I was born in 66. My father passed in 2012 of lung cancer. You know what I'm saying? And I was in prison at the time when he died. You know? My brother sent me a letter. He said, hey man, Pops is gone. I said, hey man, that dude right there, I never, ever felt that he didn't love me. You understand? And he was always a phone call away. When we was up there in the Oakland Hills, where my mom lives, phone call away. He was there and back. So one thing I respect about my pops is he always loved me. He bailed me out of jail a couple of times. My mom still stays in the Oakland Hills. She's doing fine. She's retired from the post office. As I said, my dad passed in 2012 when I was in prison. East Oakland is bad news, man. It always has been. That's fine. Things have changed a little bit, but South Oakland is fine. Lake Merritt, that's fine. All the nice places continue to be nice places, but East Oakland, and this is what he said. He said, hey man, so when everybody's gone, right, the white folks is gonna move in. They're gonna jack the prices up, guess what? And you ain't gonna be able to move back in there no more. Because the prices of rent is gonna be too high. You see what I'm saying? There's a reason why they're doing it. There's a reason why they took all that money out of Oakland. They want black people to get up out of there. And then when they invest, they're gonna jack up everything so high. If you don't have no money, you ain't gonna be able to live there no more. It's gonna be a totally different situation. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason, the only justification that I would say as to the reason why they outsourced all the money out of there. You know what I'm saying? When you change buildings and, you know, when things change from the way they were when you were there, it makes it look very different. And so I'm happy in Berkeley. Because Berkeley is a college town. First of all, it's a very small town. But that university, Cal Berkeley, that's gonna keep things rocking. So Berkeley hasn't changed too much. Maybe it's a little tamer. People's Park is closed down. The homeless people have lost their fight. Big business has moved in. You know, it's very different in a lot of ways, right? But it's the same. I mean, you go down to Telegram. There's a lot of big buildings there. I mean, you got to have, what they're making it appear to me is, it doesn't matter really where you go today in the United States. The division between the rich and the poor, the divide is becoming broader and broader.
What do you feel is the most appropriate way to respond to this that's happening? How can people speak up? How can people make their voices heard?
By doing what I'm doing, by speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I say, society is getting to the point where it really doesn't matter what color your skin is. They're making it either you have or you don't. This is the chasm, the divide between the rich and the poorest. Either you have or you don't have. You see what I'm saying? And I see what's happening, bro. And that's happening in East Oakland right now. You see what I'm saying? Gentrification. That's what it's called.
It was less of that when you were younger?
There was no such thing as gentrification when I was younger. You see what I'm saying? But that's what they call it now. That's when they find a way to get the have-nots out of the area. then they come in and they take over. You see what I'm saying?
If you had a way to encourage people action to take to try to reverse these damages,
Go to Congress.
what kind of action do you
Write
think
your
you want people to
congressman.
take?
You have to go to Washington. You have to petition. You have to protest. You have to campaign, bro. We have to get out in these streets, bro. Because, see, our voices have gotten small. You know, there was a time, bro, when Berkeley was the protest center of the world. Come on, in the 60s and in the 70s, the Black Panthers was up there. We got a lot accomplished because that's how People's Park stayed in existence for so long. This big business shut them down. Our voices have gotten small. We need to get out in the streets. We need to march. We need to protest. We need to do whatever we have to do to speak to big business. Not in money. The power is with the people. You see what I'm saying? If the people unite and get together, because listen, we're the ones that's paying all these bills. It's coming out of our pockets. Their finance, social media, whatever you think of, right? They ain't gonna make nothing without no money. So if we decide to say, hey, you know, we're gonna boycott this shit. We're gonna stop spending our money. It's the same thing with happened with Martin Luther King, the civil rights. They stopped riding the buses. They stopped patronizing all the businesses that white people own, and they went fucking broke. And that's when they gave it. Back then, brother, people were united, and guess what? We had what we were supposed to have because we stood up. We stood up. Today, the difference is, it seems like ain't nobody standing up, man. It's just letting everything just. So my suggestion is we need to go back to the old school. We need to do what they did, so we can accomplish what they accomplished. Now, it's a different day and time, but without the people, there's nothing. We have to understand that the power is in our hands. If the people unite and we boycotted everything, guess what? We put all these motherfuckers out of business. But everybody is so corrupted by money and fame and fortune and all that they can provide. They just, you know, it seems like they just combobulated, bro. Because all of this depends on us, the people. The people have more power than big business, than Mark Zuckerberg, technology, the people. But if the people don't unite, you see what I'm saying, and stand for something, then as they say, united we stand, divided we fall. The people are divided right now. They're so corrupted by big money men and all this shit that's going on, associated with money, being associated with people with money, and that lifestyle, bro. It's like we done lost our voice, like I said. You see what I'm saying? In order to change this situation, all this shit that's taking place that the rich are doing, they just walking over everybody. You ain't got, fuck you. They got the money, baby. You see what I'm saying? They got the power. So if you ain't got no money, you ain't got no power, guess what? You got to, I don't know where you're gonna go, but you got to get out of here.
So, if you could close with 3 final words to sum up your emotions today and just kind of your thoughts that you've been telling me, how can you sum it up in 3 words?
Power to the people.
Power to people.
Power to the people. I said power to the people. You see what I'm saying? Because without us, guess what? The reality is nothing's gonna work. But until we understand that and we unite and we boycott this shit, because we can shut it down, it's not gonna change. But if we can get together and do that, guess what? It'll change overnight. God told me one night, he said, you know what, you got your voice from your grandmother, my father's mother. He said from your grandmother it came down to your dad, and from your dad it came down to you. He used to always sing this song by the Spinners.
Once there was a boy and girl. Boy said, I love you so. Girl said, I never leave you. They grew older and left each other, 'cause that's the way love goes.
That's the way love goes.
That's the way love goes. Then there's a time, seems like you'll never find someone